Honestly, sunscreen, you don't have to wear it if you're black. Like, your melanin will protect you from the sun. You won't get skin cancer or anything. Like, you don't have to wear sunscreen. It's okay. Huh? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Danny, and for today's video, we're going to be talking everything sunscreen, or what I've learned about sunscreen and why it is so crucial for someone who has melanin to be wearing it. I don't know who told us we shouldn't be wearing sunscreen, but being a raisin bread and a burnt burger, we have to pick a struggle. We cannot be out here doing both, okay? I'm going to share some of my experiences on what led me to being an advocate, a freedom fighter for sunscreen. Let's dive into it. Okay, so I'm gonna do my morning routine, even though it's night, because I always film in the nighttime. That's why you guys only get my nighttime routine. But I'm like, you know what? For the purpose of this video, I'm gonna do my morning routine. Okay, so I decided we're gonna do a quick story time. I know you guys like my story times. So I decided to go to Cuba in 2019. I was in the break room. I'm a very spontaneous girl. I'm like, I wanna go to Cuba tomorrow. So I'm like, So I book my flight, I book everything to go to Cuba. And I call in sick. My employer, if you're watching, I don't do that anymore. So I go to Cuba, right? And I don't bring sunscreen. And I'm there for 5 days. So I'm laying out on the beach by the pool, like I'm okay. No sense, empty, nothing behind these eyes. For 5 days, no protection from the sun. When I tell you, your girl came back looking like this.
Please! Jesus Christ.
There was blisters all over my back. And I'm not talking about like, you know when you burn yourself and you get like the little bumps? No, I'm talking about blisters all over my back, my arms, my chest, just blisters. I was peeling for like 2 months. Aloe every night before bed, or we're waking up in aches and pains. To the point where I cried because my skin hurt so bad. Because I chose not to wear sunscreen. I decided to lay in the sun like a blood clot fool. I come back home and I walk through the door. My sister's like, wow, you got dark. How do you know that wasn't my 13 reason? How do you know that wasn't my final straw? I know, I didn't wear sunscreen when I went on my trip. I know. Jesus. Now, in the process of me going through all of this and having blisters and everything, I'm starting to do research. You know when you go on Google and they tell you have 3 days left to live? I felt like I had 5 minutes. So I'm trying to figure out how I can get my skin back and what I can do to make sure that this never happens again. When I typed in Google, I have a really bad sunburn. What do? First thing that comes up, maybe you should have worn sunscreen. That's what it said on Google. Google said that. I'm doing cold baths, aloe treatments, ice, rubbing ice on my skin. I couldn't take a hot shower for 3 months because that would make my blisters worse. Still doing our morning routine. Sorry, I'm just getting really carried away. First product that we're going to be using is a vitamin C from Ordinary. Shout out to mommy. She found this and I was going through it. You guys know I cussed you out in my last video because you sold it out. And she found one that I gave her a while ago. So she's like, here you go. So shout out to mommy. So first up is going to be my vitamin C. I did wash my face with my Dr. Bronner soap. I dry cleansed, and now I'm going to do this step. The first thing that I learned from not wearing sunscreen is that you can get skin cancer. You can get skin cancer from not protecting yourself from the sun's UV rays. I'm not one of God's strongest soldiers, so we don't want skin cancer, okay? And they're telling you what type of skin cancer you can get. I just know that I can't survive any of them. Sunscreen it is. Skin cancer or sunscreen? Sunscreen. Yup. I will grab some sunscreen. There's a really big myth that black people can't get skin cancer from the sun. Knock that shit out of your head. We definitely can. Okay? If you gotta hit your head against the wall just to get it out of there, do that. Because we can definitely get skin cancer from the sun. I get it. I know it's hard to find the right sunscreen because all of them make us look like Casper, but we gotta do a little bit more work to find the right one. I use a mineral sunscreen. Love it. I find that chemical sunscreens, they make me break out, so I've been using mineral sunscreens and they're my absolute favorite. These are some of my faves. Love these. These are some of my faves, okay? Step number 2, my baby, Aveeno Balm. This is my moisturizer. Another thing that I learned from not wearing sunscreen. It makes your hyperpigmentation worse. Like, you ever been punched in the face? Like that. At that time, I started getting into skincare. So I went to Cuba in 2019 and I started getting into skincare, I want to say the beginning of 2020. And because I had such crazy sunburn and I was still trying to get over that, to the point like even while I was peeling, underneath the skin that was peeling, there was more hyperpigmentation. And my dark spots, raisin bread, I was a cinnamon raisin bread. Okay, not the regular one, cinnamon raisin bread, because I was peeling, so you know the swirls, and then I had dots everywhere. And when I was out in the sun and I exposed myself to all those UV rays, it made my hyperpigmentation so bad. My skin was so uneven. I was like Akon in the back and Keisha Cole in the front. It was real bad. It was really, really bad and painful. I started realizing when I started actively wearing sunscreen how much of a difference I noticed with my skin. And when you're intentional about reapplying every day while that sun is up, it will combat premature aging. Especially if you implement slugging, because you guys already know I love me some slugging. The more you wear your sunscreen on cue, not just throwing it on whenever you want to throw it on, the more youthful and plump and juicy and vibrant your skin will look, because you're protecting it from the UV rays. And I noticed that for me, when I started applying it constantly every day on the 2-hour mark, my skin just looks so like, again, I always tell you guys when I'm wearing makeup, my skin is fire. That's why I wear my sunscreen with my makeup, because we're not taking days off. We're not taking hours off. We got to make sure that we're wearing our sunscreen. Okay, so we're going to use our sunscreen now. So this is my Hydra Boost sunscreen by Neutrogena. I love this because it's a mineral sunscreen and it doesn't leave a white cast. Doctors say do the 3 lines, so like 3 fingers. I just put a shit ton in the middle of my hand. Again, Danny's not a doctor. Do the 3 lines. I just put a whole big bunch in my hand until all of it's gone. So I put this much on my face. I still have a lot left and I just keep going for it, back and forth. And I do this every 2 hours. Another thing I learned from making sure that I apply sunscreen is that the lack of applying sunscreen can make your skin conditions a lot worse. Like, I remember I had told you guys in my nighttime routine that I thought I had psoriasis over my eyes. And if you have that, you know that it is extremely painful. Okay, so the one thing that corrected that for me was my Aveeno Balm and wearing sunscreen. And it cleared up super quick when I was like really active with wearing my Aveeno Balm. That's why I make it a staple moisturizer. I will not use anything other than my Aveeno Balm on my face. Like, there is no other moisturizer going on my face but that, because I know how quick and how soothing that balm is and how fast it helped me clear up my psoriasis over my eyes. And when I started using the sunscreen, I would say maybe in the span of 2 weeks, it was gone, completely gone. And I stopped wearing makeup for that 2 weeks because I didn't know what was really causing it. I felt like at one point it was my old makeup products, but it was only because I wasn't wearing sunscreen and my skin was like really dry from using the Dr. Bronner soap. And I wasn't using the one I was using now. I was using the peppermint one. I hate that one. That one leaves like a white cast on your skin and it's very strong. It's like, you have like that like stinging feeling. People call it the pepperminty feeling, but it's like a stinging feeling to me over your, on your skin when you use it. So I stopped using it. And now I only use the tea tree oil one. But I noticed that my skin conditions like eczema, if you have eczema and you're not wearing sunscreen, you're playing yourself. You're playing yourself if you're not wearing sunscreen and you have eczema. And with this sunscreen, I do not put it anywhere near my eyes, because if this gets in your eyes, you might as well be legally blind. This is gonna take your eyes out. You're gonna be stinging all day. You're gonna wanna wash your face. So I'm just about done my sunscreen. I'm just gonna rub it in my hands. Okay, so the last and final step to my morning routine is Blistex. Again, I don't have my SPF lip balms with me right now. I've been doing this simple routine for the past couple weeks, and it's really been helping me maintain my even skin tone and like just the texture of my skin, and I want to be as minimal as possible when I am doing these routines. I don't know, I've just been using less products and it's been working for me, and I've been seeing amazing results. So my routine is just very simple these days, and I've been wearing a lot of like lip balms. I love lip glosses and stuff, but I don't know, I feel like, you know what lip glosses think is making me sick? Because I've been having a really nasty cough these days. I think, Elf, you might get a lawsuit soon, Stink, because every time I wear the plumping gloss, I'm like coughing like I smoke, and I do not smoke. I am not a smoker, and I love you. So for you to be making me sick, Elf, count your days. So the last thing that I would say that I've learned from sunscreen is that applying it once during the day is not going to do anything, because every sunscreen is different. And I know I really stress like 2-hour mark. You could read your sunscreen bottle and it'll tell you when to reapply. This sunscreen says 80 minutes. How long is 80 minutes? That's not 2 hours. That's damn near like almost an hour and a half, maybe, if we're lucky. Please implement this in your life, because you don't want to be like me, not wearing sunscreen and thinking you're cute. I know I joke a lot about almost everything, but I'm not joking about sunscreen, because you're not giving yourself a chance to even get even skin, remove your hyperpigmentation and dark marks, correct your melasma. Like, you're not even giving yourself a fighting chance. You're using kojic acid, you're using Dr. Bronner, you're using vitamin C's. Like, you're using things that are helping you even out your skin tone. And the number one thing that will make you stay in your hyperpigmentation state is the sun. The sun is an op. It doesn't want to see you win, Stink. So wear sunscreen. We're gonna be wearing our... Okay. I hope you guys said it loud for the babies in the back. I see you guys entering the giveaway. Love how detailed you guys are with your stories. I love that you guys are helping each other too in the comment section. It's definitely a vibe, and I love it. I love to see it. Don't forget, the giveaway closes on the 31st of December, and then I will be announcing the winner on the very first upload of the new year, which I believe is January 5th. If I'm right, it would be the very first Friday. So I typically upload on Fridays and Sundays. So make sure you guys are entering the giveaway in the comment section for this video. There is somebody that is trying to enter 4 times. It's only one time, Stink of it. It's only one time. There's no need to tell me 4 or 5 different stories. You gave me one under this video. One. It is not going to increase your chances. Okay? Everyone's playing the game fair. We don't like a cheater. So, yeah. I love you guys, and I can't wait to see you in my next video.